Verse 68. Yaidam paramam guyam mad bhakteshva bidashati bhaktimayi param kritva mami vashyatya samshayaha. One who teaches the supreme secret of bhakti-yoga to others advances to the highest platform of devotion and attains full consciousness of me. Of this there is no doubt. Verse 69. Na cha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya kritamaha bhavita na cha me tasmad anya priya taro bhuvi. There is no one dearer to me in this world than such a devotee, nor will there ever be anyone dearer to me than one who teaches this supreme secret. Verse 70. Adye shati chayayimam dharmyam samvadam avyayoho gana yajnena tenaham istasham iti me matihi. Those that study the sacred conversation of ours worship me through the sacrifice of knowledge. This is my conclusion. Verse 71. Shraddhavan anasuyascha srinuyadapiyo naraha sopi mukta subalokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Those who hear this sacred conversation with transcendental faith and without envy will achieve perfection and reach my auspicious abode. Anuvrtti by Srila Guru Maharaj. Herein, Sri Krishna says that those who are envious cannot be taught the science of the absolute truth. However, those with the fortitude of Krishna consciousness who study the sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjuna and who teach this knowledge to the non-envious are dear to Krishna and will achieve perfection and attain Krishna's abode. This is confirmed in the following verses of the Gita Mahatmyam and the Vaishnavya Tantra Sara. Gita Shastram idam punyam ya patet prayata puman Vishnu padam avapnoti bhaya shokadi varjitaha. One who recites the Bhagavad Gita, which bestows all virtue, with resolute devotion will attain to the supreme abode of Vishnu Krishna, which is always free from the mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation. Samsara sagaram goram tartum ichatiyo naraha Gita navam samsadya paramyati sukhena saha. A person who desires to cross over the terrible ocean of material suffering can do so very easily by taking shelter of the boat of the Bhagavad Gita. That was the Vaishnavya Tantrasara. Shalagrama Shilayamba Devagari Shivalaye Tirtanajam Pated Gitam Sobhagyam Labhate Dhruvam. One who recites the Bhagavad Gita in the presence of the deity, Shalagram Shila, or in a temple of the Supreme Person, or in a temple of Shiva, at a place of pilgrimage, or on a bank of a sacred river, such a person becomes qualified to receive all good fortune. Again, that was a Vaishnavya Tantrasara. And one more from that sacred text. Etam mahatmya samyuktam Gita patam karotiya Shradaya ya shrinotyeva paramam gatim apnuyat. One endowed with faith who studies and glorifies the Gita certainly reaches the supreme abode. Verse 72. Kachchirechcha trutam parta tvayakagrena chetasa Kachchirajana samoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. O Partha, O Dhananjaya, have you heard this carefully with undivided attention? Has your ignorance and bewilderment been destroyed? Verse 73. Arjuna uvacha nashtamoha smritir labda tvat prasadan mayachuta stitosmi gata sandeha karishe vachanam tava. Arjuna replied, O infallible one, O Krishna, by your mercy my delusion has been dispelled and my mental equilibrium has been restored. Now that my doubts have been removed, I am steady once more and will follow your advice. Verse 74. Sanjaya uvacha ichaham vasudevasya partasya cha mahatmanaha samvadam imam ashrosam abhutam maharshanam. Sanjaya said, "Thus I heard this conversation between Vasudeva and the great Arjuna that is so glorious that my hair stand on end." Verse 75. Vyasa prasadachchutravan etadguyam aham param yogam yogishvarat krishnat sakshat kataya tasvayam. By the grace of Vyasa, I have heard this most confidential secret concerning the topmost system of yoga, spoken by Sri Krishna, the master of all yoga. Verse 76 and 77. Rajam samsmritya samvadami mam adbhutam kesavarjuna yo punyam rishami cha muhurmuhu tachcha samrita rupam atyabhutam hari vismayo me mahan rajan rishame cha punaha. O Emperor, continuously remembering this most profound conversation between Sri Krishna, the killer of the Keshi demon, and Arjuna, I rejoice again and again. When I remember the beautiful form of the Supreme Person, Sri Krishna, I am struck with wonder. Verse 78. Yatra yogishvara Krishno yatra parto danurdaraha Tata Shri Bijayo Bhutir Juvanitir Matir Mama. Where there is Sri Krishna, the master of yoga, and where there is Arjuna, the mighty archer, there will always be prosperity, victory, opulence, and righteousness. This is my firm conviction. Anuvrtti by Srila Guru Maharaj. The sacred conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends with verse 73, wherein Arjuna says that his delusion and doubts have all been dispelled. Thus, Arjuna agrees to follow Krishna's instructions. This is the ideal relationship between guru and disciple. The guru must dispel the delusion and doubts of a disciple by delivering the message of Sri Krishna found in Bhagavad Gita without change or adulteration, and the disciple must be willing to follow such instructions. The potency of hearing Krishna's message is also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. Shrinvatam svakata Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha hrijantasto yadbadrani vidhunoti suritsatam. Sri Krishna is the friend of the pious. He removes all inauspiciousness from the heart of those who have developed the desire to hear his message, which is virtuous when properly heard and chanted. That was the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sanjaya has been narrating the conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjuna to Emperor Dhritarashtra, and now he expresses his own satisfaction and ecstasy. He says that by remembering the words of Sri Krishna and by seeing his beautiful form, he feels great ecstasy, hrisha, and great wonder, vismaya. Sanjaya then concludes with the benediction that wherever there is Sri Krishna, the master of yoga, and wherever there is Arjuna, the sincere disciple, there will always be prosperity, victory, opulence, and righteousness. Thus ends the Anuvrtti of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Tat Saditi Shri Mahabharate Shata Sahasriyam Samhitayam Vayasikyam Bhishma Parvani Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastri Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Moksha Yogo Nama Astadasho Dhyayaha. Om Tat Sat. Thus ends chapter 18 entitled Moksha Yoga, From the conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjuna in the Upanishad known as Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Shastra of divine knowledge, from the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, the literature revealed by Vyasa in 100,000 verses. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Sampurnam. Thus ends the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I want to thank all of you who have stuck with Bhagavad Gita from the beginning to the end and listened to this recitation. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I kindly request you, if it has helped you, if you appreciate it, then please distribute it to others. Remember, the real wealth can only be kept by giving away. So please distribute this Bhagavad Gita to others, because there's no greater welfare work, there's no greater gift, there's no greater act of kindness that you can do for another human being. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol.